PipSnipers here, back for another update. Let's take a look at XRP today. I'm going to be shuffling down through all the time frames. I'm going to be showing you different types of analysis, ICT, Wyckoff, Elliott Wave, and some patterns to go along with that. So this is a XRP chart over here on the 90-minute time frame I gave to the Discord members. As you can see, we had a fifth wave extension towards the 100% fib, and there was more we had more confluence that this over here was a local top. And the reason for that is because we had this pump on a Sunday, right? We had this pump, all started rallying towards their resistance levels, towards major resistance, while Bitcoin was stagnant. Now, usually when Bitcoin is stagnant, even though and alts pump, and especially if it happens on a Sunday, which is known to have low liquidity, it likely means it's a fake rally and it's likely to get sold off. So gave this post to the Discord members here on September 29th, and we dropped by a little bit over 22%. Okay, so this is the 90-minute time frame over here. You can see that this was the September 29th post, and this is the current day. Okay, so what I would be expecting going forward is a little bit more of a retrace. Now, referring back to my last video that I posted on XRP, I said that we have liquidity resting underneath this trend line. Okay, there's retail traders putting their buy stops underneath this trend line because they think, oh, okay, higher lows, right? Let me just put my buy stop underneath, right? So what does the market do? The market goes ahead, takes out all of those buy stops, flushes those buy stops, and then reverts back into the opposing direction. Okay, so now if we take a look at this, what happened on Sunday? Well, on Sunday, we went ahead and took out the liquidity resting above these range highs. Okay, so you took out these range highs over here, or in other words, your buy side liquidity. We swept this buy side liquidity. Then the only liquidity we had left to take out was the liquidity resting underneath this trend line of all the retail traders putting their buy stops over here, right? So we took out the trend line liquidity, right? But it looks like we still have more downside to go, right? There's still more liquidity to be taken. Now, it's likely we would head towards the 70.2 to 78.6% fib measured from this low over here on July 4th up to this high over here on September 29th. Okay, so at 0.4514 and 0.4310 would be the major point of interest, with the first point of interest being the 61.8% fib at 0.4728. Okay, so just to recap, we took out the liquidity resting above these range highs. The only liquidity we have left is the liquidity resting underneath this trend line. Okay, we already took out some of that liquidity, but it looks like we still have a little bit more downside to go before the price can see a hard reversal. Okay, now this is the Wyckoff accumulation schematic that I've been showing you guys for the last year, and rest assured, XRP is still within accumulation mode. Okay, so this coin is not a dead coin. It's not a shit coin. This is all accumulation by the composite operator, or in other words, the hidden hand. I know I walked you guys through this accumulation schematic many times, but I like to just run through it again with you. So what we have over here is your preliminary supply back in January 2022. This is one last upswing before you enter into your selling climax. The selling climax is when a lot of supply enters into the market, and the hidden hand, or in other words, the composite operator, buys up all of those shares, all of that supply, which then causes an automatic rally to the upside. Then you have a secondary test of the lows, and then you have a failed breakout of the range. Okay, so this failed break creates the top of your range before you go below your secondary test towards your secondary test in phase B. After your secondary test in phase B, you move towards the top of the range for your second failed break, chop down to mid-range for your last point of support, into your sign of strength when Ripple won the case against the SEC. When Ripple won the case against the SEC, a lot of people put all of their money into this high over here, thinking that if Ripple is in the clear, XRP is in the clear. But unfortunately, that's not how the market works, right? A lot of people put their life savings in here thinking it's going to continue to go higher because Ripple won the lawsuit. But the composite operator, or in other words, the hidden hand, or you could say the market maker, sold this off, because this is where this would be the best opportunity as a market maker to sell, because you have so much liquidity here, right? And it went perfectly towards the 1.236% extension. Okay, if we go ahead and take a look at this on the logarithmic scale, you see how we perfectly hit the 1.236 extension over here, right at 94 cents. Okay, and then we came down for your backup phase. Okay, so after your sign of strength phase comes in, you have to come back towards the top of the range for what's called your backup phase. And this backup phase lasted a little bit over a year in the form of a WXY correction for your wave 2. Okay, now notice how this backup phase wicked down towards the 78.6% fib, measured from this low in December 2022 up to this high in July 2023. So it looks like we're still ranging within this backup phase, and we're about to enter into phase E, and we can see that we're still here ranging, but just know that we're coming to the end of phase D. Okay, now I know in my previous videos I did say we're going into phase E. However, it does look like we're still stuck here within this phase E, just chopping around, right? Just chopping around, manipulating all the masses before we have that massive continuation to the upside, much like 2017. Okay, I feel like it is gonna look like a god candle when this thing pops off, like something like this, right? Back in 2017. You see how explosive this was? And you actually have more accumulation over here than you did back in 2017. So it's more likely that god candle type structure will play out for the wave 5. Okay, now zooming in over here on this diagram of Wyckoff accumulation, right? We're right over here in this backup phase, and we're just chopping around here. You see? I'll show you guys over here. You see how we're just chopping around here? And it's just like a lot of indecision and, people pulling their hair out, not knowing what's going to happen. A lot of chop, a lot of manipulation, and then boom, we go off into phase E. And it's very sudden. And this is what happens in Wyckoff accumulation. So in regards to the structure of XRP, it's definitely not bearish, okay? XRP is not bearish. The reason for that is because we've had over 800 days of accumulation here at the lows, right? It's actually a good thing, because instead of going straight down or having an impulsive move down, we're just going sideways. It's a good thing because it allows you to accumulate more XRP, right? So it's going sideways here, and a lot of analysts I see, they don't really know what's going on, but just remember that this is pure Wyckoff accumulation, and we are entering into phase E. And also remember, when you have the top over here, and then you come down for your bear market, and then you trade sideways for over 2 years at the lows, guys, this is accumulation, right? And then you're going to have expansion. If you have ranging like action at the top, that's called distribution. Okay? So the good news is that we're accumulating here at the lows. Remember that. Zooming out over here, we can see that we're accumulating here within a range at the lows. Remember, this is the top over here in 2021. We had the bear market, and now we're just accumulating sideways before we have that expansion to the upside. Okay, now looking at what we have over here, there is a possibility we come down towards the 70.2 to 78.6% fib at 0.45 to 0.43. We're actually dropping as I make this video right now. So it wouldn't surprise me we come down to fully take out the liquidity resting underneath this trend line before seeing a reversal. And taking a look at this chart over here. So this is the wave count over here on the 3-hour time frame, going back to July 4th, right? So we have a 5-wave move to the upside for your wave 1. Okay, you then come down in A, B, C correction, a 3-wave move down in your A, 3-wave move up in your B, and then a 5-wave move to the downside in a waterfall-like structure for your C wave, right? So you have a B, C, you have your A, B, C, and then you have your 5-wave move down, and it'll look like a waterfall move down, like very similar price action to what we had over here, right? You see how fast this went? It was very unexpected to the naked eye, right? You had your A, B, C down, A, B, C up, and then you had your 5-wave move to the downside, okay? Right? So it looks like we're approaching the 50% fib over here. Now, remember, I found these fibs over here by taking a fib from this low over here on July 4th up to this high over here on July 29th. You can see that we are approaching the 50%. So there is a possibility we see a little bit of a bounce here, but I think that bounce will be short-lived. We'll come up for a wave 4 and then come down for a wave 5 towards our major point of interest, which would be the 702 and the 786 at 0.45 to 0.43. Okay, and the first point of interest below the 50% would be the 618 at 0.47. But just knowing how XRP operates over the years, it usually doesn't see the reversal off the 618. In fact, it never has. It's always come down towards the 702, 786. Okay, so we have a lot of confluence here. We have ICT, right? This is our ICT analysis, swept our buy side coming down to take out trendline liquidity, fill some inefficiency at the lows before reversing, and then we also have Elliott Wave. Okay, this is our Wyckoff accumulation schematic right over here. Okay, let me just delete all these drawings so you guys can see this a little bit more clear. But yeah, so with XRP, nothing to worry about. The reason I say that is because we're just accumulating. We're just accumulating sideways. It would be worse if we were, coming down in a 5-wave move, or, if we were having an impulsive move to the downside. But so far, what this is just accumulation at the lows, right? This is the high over here in 2021. This is the bear market, and then you have accumulation at the lows, right? So top, bear market, accumulation, continuation, or expansion, right? So this is exactly what we're doing with XRP. Okay, so now we can actually come down over here to the 3-minute time frame. So this is the 3-hour time frame. I showed you guys the wave count over here, and we've actually completed our wave 1. Now this is the analysis from my perspective. I think we've already completed our wave 1 of 5 to the upside, and then this move over here, right, is our wave 2. So we're just grinding out this wave 2 over here before we have that reversal to the upside. Now, there is a possibility we chop around over here for a bit, going into elections, right? So going into mid-October, the second half of October, going into elections, right? Maybe we then, or it's likely we then have that continuation up, right? So The major point of interest would be these fibs over here. I showed you guys how I found that from this low up to this high. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the 3-minute time frame over here. Okay, now what we have over here, going back to September 29th, is a 5-wave move to the downside in a leading diagonal formation. You come up in a 3-wave move for your wave 2, and then you have a waterfall-like move down for your wave 3. Okay, now you have your wave 1, wave 2, right? So your wave 1, your wave 2, your third, fourth, and it looks like we're in our wave 5 of 3, right? Coming down to sweep or tap our last monthly low sitting at 0.5. So there is a possibility we do this and then see a little bit of a retrace for a wave 4 before coming down for your wave 5 again. Okay? Or it's possible that we do this. This is an A, a B, right? And then this is a C, right? Either way, however this plays out, it's likely we're going to see a deeper flush. Okay? Don't forget this chart over here. Don't forget this chart right over here, right? It's likely we're going to come down towards the 702,786. Okay, so this is the 3-minute time frame over here, and it's either that this wave 4 is in, or we're still carving out a B, C, right? Before we come down for a wave 5 at around the 702,786 at 0.4498 to 0.4293. Right over here, guys. Show you right over here. These 3 levels. Right here. Okay? Or sorry, it would be, yeah, these 2 levels. Okay, worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario would be that we'd come down towards the 886 at 40971, but that's if we lose the 786 over here. Okay, so this is XRP over here. I'm also going to show you the high time frame count going all the way back to 2014, right? You have your wave 1 to the upside. You have your wave 2. You have your explosive wave 3 going up a little bit over 70,000%. And then you have a B, C for your wave 4, your macro wave 4, right? You have a 3-wave move down in your A 3-wave move up in your B, and then a 5-wave move to the downside within your C with a truncation in the 5th wave. We've already completed our wave 1, and we've already completed our wave 2, and now we're just grinding out over here at the lows, and this over here would be the count, right? So this would be, so you could say that we're currently within wave 3 of 5, and we've completed wave 1 of 3, and we're about to complete wave 2 of 3, right? So we'll definitely have to alter the waves as the price develops because the market does change, right? However, I don't always have time to update you guys on YouTube. So if you want to stay updated with the analysis, then definitely click the link in the description below to join the Discord. So this is the Discord right over here. I'm going to show you guys the Discord. This is the Discord over here. You can see all of the members making some nice profits off of the call on the 29th, right? Some really nice profits over here, right? Right? Really nice profits. I got some good gains in as well. So this is just an example of what you can expect when you join the Discord. You get access to all of these coins. You can ask me any question you want, right? Right? Okay, so this is just an example. These are just examples of what you can see here. Okay, so this is the Discord over here. You can see all of these coins. You have the members lounge. You have questions and requests, tips and tricks, economic and political news. You guys can stay updated with all of the economic news throughout the day. You have research fundamentals, right? All of these amazing things, and such an amazing community. So definitely click the link in the description below to join the Discord if you are interested in something like this, and if you want to stay updated with XRP. I hope you guys enjoyed the XRP video. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Peace out and take it easy. See you in the next one.